What's up everybody? So today's video we're taking a look at the brand new 2018 Ford Mustang GT. This is the new generation of Mustang that came out as a 2015 model year. New for 2018 though, of course the front end has been redesigned. A few other changes that we'll go over later in the video. Huge thank you to Mooresville Ford for providing this car for today's video. I'll have the link to their website in the description below. Definitely check them out. They're getting a ton of the 2018s in stock, ready to go for the new year. So definitely check them out. And the model that we're looking at today is a GT Premium, finished off in lightning blue metallic. It has an MSRP of $47,800. For 2018, the V6 engine has been discontinued, so you either have the 2.3 liter EcoBoost or, like this vehicle, the 5.0 8-cylinder engine. This one pumps out 460 horsepower and 420 pound-feet of torque, and the engine is either paired to a 6-speed manual or a 10-speed automatic. And with the 10-speed automatic transmission, you can expect to see a 0 to 60 time come in under 4 seconds, while the manual will be closer to 4.4 seconds. And as equipped, this vehicle weighs in around 3,700 pounds, while the EcoBoost weighs in closer to 3,500 pounds. The overall wheelbase is 107.1 inches, the height is 54.3 inches, and including the mirrors, the width is 81.9, and then without the mirrors, it's 75.4. And running off a 16-gallon fuel tank, you can expect to see miles per gallon 16 city and 25 highway. This car also features optional 20-inch painted aluminum wheels and has the 3.15 ratio limited slip rear differential. We get ventilated disc brakes in all 4 corners, measuring 14 inches up front with a 4-piston brake caliper, and then in the rear you get a 13-inch disc brake with a single piston caliper. The front end styling has changed up quite a bit from the original S550 platform. The front end is a little bit sharper looking, more angular lines. The headlights are a little more aggressive looking with angled slots that actually mimic the rear taillights. The hood has 2 sharp lines on each side and larger heat extraction vents compared to the previous years. And the overall front end is very bold looking. It was a little controversial when it first came out. I wasn't too big of a fan of it looking at just pictures, but once you see it in person, you can understand the whole design of the vehicle. It's really aggressive looking, super clean looking, and overall a nice update to the previous year. The side profile has that same fastback design that we all love to see on the Mustang, has a really good swooping rear end, large rear fender arches, a sharp line through the entire door making its way to the front and rear quarter panel, and the whole roof line flows very nicely down to the trunk. The 20-inch wheels give it a great look contrasting with the lightning blue metallic, and that front end splitter flows down to the side skirts leading its way to the rear end. And making our way to the rear end of the vehicle, this has a sleek looking lip spoiler, the classic 3-dimensional 3-bar taillights that actually now have a little bit more flair than the previous years, all gloss black in the center with your GT badge and your rear view backup camera. We get a nice line running down below the taillights and then leading down to the rear diffuser with your reverse light and then your quad tip dual exhaust. And before taking a look at the interior, on the key fob we also have the remote start feature. Just go ahead and lock the car and then double tap the button. And keeping the key fob just in my pocket, all I have to do is grab the door handle, automatically will unlock, and we can take a look at the interior. This particular vehicle is finished off in the full black leather interior. We have silver aluminum accents everywhere, and starting with the door panel we have nice black leather with white stitching, a little strip of perforated leather, all the aluminum accents, lock and unlock, windows and mirror controls, nice little storage pocket and a speaker. And then coming into the power adjusting seats, we have very nice looking bolsters with more white stitching, a cool looking perforated design in the center. Very soft black leather, feels really nice and looks really good. And now inside the car, I'll go ahead and put my foot on the brake. We'll start it up. First thing you'll notice in this spec, this actually is a 12-inch LCD display for the gauges, so it's all digital right there. And if we go over to the aluminum toggle switches, we have the hazards, your traction control, your steering wheel feel. If we toggle this up and down, we can go through sport mode, comfort, and normal. And then the last button is your mode select. We can just toggle this up and down, and this is where it gets very cool looking. We have your normal, then we can go up to your sport plus, which actually changes the display a little bit. And then we can scroll up again into track mode, and then a snow and wet mode. So very cool how everything changes. It kind of actually reminds me of an Aventador SV. So very cool to see Ford putting some exotic car touches into their car. And then on the steering wheel, if we hit the Mustang logo, We tap that, we can actually go through and change quite a few things. If we go to gauges, we can configure your gauges and actually show different things in the center screen. So we can have your trans temperature showing, other things showing or not showing, and then just hitting the Mustang logo again. So you can see how now we deleted one of the screens in the center. And then one more cool thing to show, we'll hit the pony logo once again, scroll up to exhaust mode, we'll actually go to quiet. You can hear the difference. And then to finish up taking a look at all the gauges, the standard mode, we have your tach on the left side with your engine temperature. Of course, you have configurable center gauges. You have your speed on the right side with your fuel. The steering wheel is wrapped in black leather. It looks very nice and has a really soft feel to it. We have nice aluminum accents along the center and the sides. We have all your Bluetooth and audio controls on the steering wheel, your Mustang button, and your controls for all the menus. You have your paddle shifters behind the steering wheel, a nice solid button. And then coming along the dash, we have nice black leather with more white stitching, silver rings around the air vents, and a cool textured silver material. We have a Mustang logo and nameplate. Then coming down to the navigation system, this is the Sync 3. We can go through pretty much everything with your actual navigation map, your phone, your audio, pretty much everything you need to go through. Then coming down below, we have all your volume controls, heated and ventilated seats, all your climate controls, engine start button, and then putting the vehicle into reverse. You have your backup camera that pops up with parking sensors. Then putting the car down into sport mode, we can actually hit the paddle. That'll put it into manual mode. And below the shifter, we have two cup holders, your e-brake, and this pops up for your center storage. Good amount of room in there. Actually, you can fit quite a lot with a USB port and 12 volt. And going over here, we have your glove box. Plenty of storage in there like you would expect. Then a really nice look at the interior. The black leather is super soft feeling, very premium. I really like the perforated design. It's got a nice solid section, then the perforated, so it just looks really neat, has a cool design to it. And of course, being a Mustang, this is a 4-seater vehicle. You actually have a pretty good amount of space back here. It's not the greatest for the longest journey, but for what this car is, that is a lot of space back there. Nice, comfortable bucket style seating for the rear passengers. So overall, super comfortable in here. I've driven a few of the new generation Mustangs. Really nothing to complain about. And now with this new digital display, the active exhaust, and it has tons of features, making this a very premium car. And then finishing up here, we have a nice frameless mirror. Alright guys, so we're now in the 2018 Mustang going for a quick test drive. First up, the driver position, it's really easy to get comfortable. You know, I was messing with the seat, I got it in a good spot. Steering wheel moves all around, so I have that in a nice position as well. So in automatic mode, just getting up to speed a little bit. You don't even feel the gears changes really, it's really quick shifting. So we're gonna go ahead and of course pop it down into sport mode. Already in automatic it changed a little bit, I think it downshifted. I'll go ahead and activate the paddles, and then let's go up to Sport Plus. So we now have the really cool digital display with a large tach. I'll downshift a few gears. You don't even feel the gear changes, that's really quick. The power, it's there. I mean, that was less than 5,000 RPM, of course, just kind of feeling it out a little bit, but it's definitely got some power to it. And we're really just cruising under 6th gear. There's no need, obviously, to be in 8th, 9th, or 10th gear. Those are more of your highway cruising gears. All right, so driving now, checking out some of the turns and the cornering of the car. I mean, it takes the turns really nicely. It's really planted feeling, downshifting. I mean, it's a car that feels very composed, and of course I'm not going anything crazy fast or anything. It's a brand new car, of course, but when you're taking the turns, giving it some gas out of the turns, it just feels very solid in everything that it's doing. All right, so now we'll do a little bit of an acceleration just to kind of test it out a little bit. Yeah, it's a quick little car. I mean, that V8 pumps out a lot of power. It's really responsive feeling. So if I accelerate again, now coming up to a little bit sharper turn than before. In the higher RPM above 3, it does downshift a lot quicker than it did. And then taking the turn. So I like how it seems like the little bit more aggressive you are when driving, it actually shifts quicker. So downshifts and upshifts are more responsive when you are in the little bit higher RPM, I'd say at least above 3,000 RPM. But when you are just kind of cruising, it's a little bit slower to react, which is actually maybe a good thing for just cruising. This is the automatic, so it's not 100% for the performance driver. Of course, you have the manual option for that. But I like how the overall transmission does react when you're just cruising. It's pretty normal, it's comfortable, you don't feel any gear changes. But then when you're in sport mode, track mode, all the cool modes are on and you're manually shifting, it's a lot more responsive. You get a little rev matching downshift. Yeah, this car is super composed. It's flat in the turns, it's comfortable too. It's like, it really is the overall sports car, muscle car that you can buy. It has all the good things with the sports car side of things and all the good things of a GT car. So Mustang is just, it's a very well-rounded car, and the looks inside and out, pretty hard to go wrong with. And now to take a look at the trunk space, we'll just double tap the trunk button on the key fob. Just pops right open. We have a ton of space in here, can easily put everything you need. The seats do fold down flat, so you have plenty of space. The actual opening is a nice size as well, so you can easily get larger items in here. Now we'll take another look at the interior from the passenger side. The overall interior, being the GT Premium, is very upscale. Really nice materials. There's nothing cheap feeling in the car, which is what I really liked when this generation came out. Everything is upscale feeling. It feels like a premium sports car. The black leather seats look super nice. You can get Recaro seats in this car, which is a great option if you're a little bit more track focused. These ones, however, have a lot of bolstering, very comfortable, and then very supportive for the spirited driving. I think the dash looks super clean with the really nice lines, just giving it that iconic Mustang look. Steering wheel, very nice to hold, and the digital 12-inch display is something that you just don't see in a car like this. That's something that you see in high-end Lamborghinis, and to see that in a nice Mustang sports car, that is just super cool. Well, there you go, guys. That is a full look, interior, exterior, and test driving of the 2018 Mustang GT. I'm pretty impressed with the car. I really like what this thing has to offer. The exterior looks so cool. The interior is so luxurious and sporty. It's got really cool features. The digital dash is just amazing. I really love it. Huge thank you once again to Mooresville Ford for providing this car for today's video. I'll have the link to their website in the description below. Definitely check them out. They're getting tons of the 2018s ready for the new year, so definitely check them out. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to give it a huge thumbs up. Smash the subscribe button. We're aiming for 50,000 subscribers before the end of the year, so let's make that happen this month. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you guys next video.